I show you a team to score high points against Yatsufusa. So this doc is built mainly for Makoto Nijima and Vino, but I don't have her. And the other stage is Yui, for Yui also, and I don't have Yui also, so I think there's gonna be a lot of people like me. I hope this video can help some people to get some points. So the boss here has a Berserk stack, which increases damage as you progress the fight. And then special effect, make sure you include Guardian and Medics, so you do more damage and take less damage. Then the special effect here, this is quite important. This basically means that if you have elemental ailment on the target, they will take more damage. Each ailment is 10% and you can stack up to 4 stacks, so 40% increase. Then nuclear damage increase, which is for Makoto of course. So this dog will summon the souls, which is basically the Saki Mitama and stuff, 4 of them. And if you kill all of them, they will inflict ailment onto the dog. And you definitely want to kill them of course. So this is the team. I'll be using a fire team here. So An of course is our DPS, main damage dealer, skill 1, skill 3. And highlight for damage. I don't really need to explain much about her. Okay, revelation cards. And then the weapon, I have a 5-star weapon. And then the stat screen. Then to support An, of course we got Lufel for both healing and fire harmony, as well as some starfire buff from A0. So after you heal, you can give the starfire to damage more. And then he can also heal of course, be a sustain. And then highlight can heal and also buff attack, which would be quite useful. And then revelation card, I gave him the prosperity. This is very important by the way for this fight, and I think the other fight also with the Atafaka. Prosperity set is very important. Make sure one character on the team has it, so that you can highlight 4 times total in the fight. So I just sacrifice a bit of healing, but that's fine because this stage doesn't hit that hard. Now his 4-star weapon for attack and healing. Then this is the stat screen. Make sure that Lan is the slowest thing on the team of course. And then the other teammate is Vino. She will be quite useful here because this stage will require you to inflict ailment, because like I said, the more ailments they have, the more damage they take, up to 4 stacks. Vino will be useful. So on the first turn I should be using skill 2 here, because the first turn there's going to be 5 of them, and using this skill will actually inflict the ailments on all of them. It's a 40% chance, so it's going to be a bit of a gamble. Ideally you want all of them to have an ailment. If not, you can just reset. And the thing is that the souls also take more damage when they have the ailments, so it's the same thing as the boss. And then we have skill 1. Skill 1 can debuff defense and inflict a random ailment, which is very useful. Skill 3 is basically just debuff based on the number of ailments they have. So the more ailments they have, skill 3 will debuff even more. But highlight isn't as useful. It's basically just inflicting ailment and some damage, not that useful. And then her A0 is very good actually, because of radiation. So when you attack with her, you basically inflict radiation, which also counts as an elemental ailment, and increased nuclear damage, but doesn't apply to me here because I have no nuke damage dealers. And if you have her at A1 will be useful also, because if let's say I'm using a fire team, right, if they are burnt, they will do 15% more damage, because burn is corresponded to fire, shock is to electric, and so on. So extra damage is nice. As for her revelation cards, she is honestly not well built, because ideally you want the moon card. Not moon, star you want ailment, but I don't have control with main stat as ailment, so she will debuff less, so An will do less damage sadly. But other than that, and also this one, then for a weapon, I only have a 3-star weapon here, which is nice I guess, just an increase to her ailment accuracy, which she scales on for her debuff. You can tell that she's not well built. She's only 51 rating, and this is the stat screen. She is quite fast, so she'll probably be the first to move, which is completely fine. So as for navigator, of course, Okian again. I do have her at A6, which is really good, because at A6 you have a 25% chance to activate pulsating rhythm again, so you can actually stack like 2 or 3 of them. And not only that, she also can synergize well with with Vino, because she has like passives and stuff that will do more damage, that will increase more stats when they have ailment. Like for example this one, to increase damage by 15% when ally inflicts ailment. And this one also, every 4 bit stacks, you inflict one random ailment to the foe. And not only that, on skill 3, right, if you have an ailment, you will actually increase the damage buff here on 1.5 times, which is really solid. Then skill 1, you can also increase ailment accuracy, which is pretty much a direct buff to Vino. So definitely use Okian for this fight. Then for revelation card, be this one for attack buff. Then the 4-star weapon and her stats screen. And then for persona, we have Yanosek. Now say I will be using him mostly for Rakunda to debuff, and then I have Cert for Marakunda. Again, more debuff. And then I have Baphomet here for the signature move Red Hot. And that's to inflict burn as well as increase fire damage. So Arn can do more damage. Sadly this stage is resisted to fire, so the score is going to be quite low overall, but still enough to at least... Usually the goals of this video is to at the very least give you this. Okay, so this team will at least give you 3.6 million points, and that's only for one side of course. And with that, we can begin. So for this boss, right, it will summon the souls, which is a Saki Mitama stuff. And the good thing is that this souls thing will also take more damage the more elemental elements they have. So there's like 4 of them, which is why you usually just use skill 2 on the first turn. It's a 40% chance to take oh, very lucky, all of them got it. That's super lucky. And also one nice thing about Vino is that, oh, double positive rhythm, that's nice. That's A6 from Okian. But anyways, it also inflicts radiation, which also counts as an elemental element, which is really nice. Now for Wonder will actually Marakunda, debuff everybody. Then Lufel will use skill 1 to burn. Make sure you target the one that has no burn, so you can inflict more damage. And actually it's better to target the one that's resisted, so you can kill it. Next you can do more damage to it. So you can just use skill 1, attack that, burn. Did the Sapphire give to An? It did. Ideally you want Sapphire to go to An, because after using skill 1, Lufel will give Sapphire to 3 random characters. Now An will actually skill 1 here to do some pretty good damage. Okay, now we got one more actually. The one more, it's up to you actually. I think I'll just hit this one, so I can kill at the same time as the other 4. Because after killing the souls, they will inflict the ailments onto the dog. Okay, now we skill 3 with Okian. Okay, and now Vino. Vino can actually skill 3 here. And I think I'll just target the dog to debuff it. Be a debuff. And then for the highlight, I'll actually use An's highlight here, okay, to do some good damage. Unfortunately that the dog receives... oh, very close. Unfortunately that the dog receives fire. I think you can also try Joker with this. I think Joker might do better than this. Okay, actually I think I'll just target the dog, because An is gonna kill all of them anyways later with skill 3. Then Wonder will Rakunda the dog with Yanosik, so to debuff it more. You fail, skill 3. And our skill 3 doesn't really matter honestly, I guess Vino, because Vino is the only one that doesn't have Starfire. Alright, we'll skip 3. This will definitely kill the souls. Okay, that's 80k, pretty good. Okay, now he has pretty much every element now. Look at the amount of debuff it has. Absolutely crazy. Look at the debuff. So much debuff. And from this point on, Vino will just be rotating between skill 1 and skill 3. Skill 3 has a cooldown, so just skill 1 here. Fix some ailment, then a bit debuff. Wonder, actually we'll just use Red Hot here to just buff fire damage. And I guess a burn also. Lufel will actually... I think you can just skill 2 here on An. You can also skill 1 if you want, but I'll just skill 2 to guarantee the Starfire because I don't want to gamble. Alright, now I'll use Lufel's one to buff the attack. It's not for healing, it's only for the attack buff. So An will do some damage here, skill 1. Okay, that's fine. Very close. Now we skill on with Okian. Oh, nice. Okay, now skill 3 to debuff. Just look at the amount of debuff it has, man. It's crazy. Just unfortunate that it's resisted to fire. No wonder now we just mark Rakunda because he has already ward off. Then Lufel will skill 3 to heal, but our target Wonder actually, because An already has the Starfire. An skill 3. Okay, that's kinda low damage, but unexpected. Okay, we have 2 more turns. Okay, now we support Okian. We use skill 3 here. For some damage buff. Okay. Okay, then our skill 1. Oh, use Wonder's highlight here to debuff, so it will take more fire damage. This will last until the end of the turn because there are only 2 turns left. And then our Rakunda. Lufel will skill 3 on An to get Starfire. An skill 1. Okay, the final turn. The final turn is where we do the big damage because you are both the highlight and S and skill 3 for An. Now we skill 3 with Vino, debuff. Then Wonder will change to Red Hot. I mean, Performance and use Red Hot to increase the fire damage. Okay, then Lufel can just skill 1 honestly, doesn't matter anymore, just do some bit of damage. Now we can use highlight. Use An. 13k. Okay, got the positive rating, that's nice. More damage, oh, double. Okay, now let's take a look at An's stat here. Almost 8000 attack, really good. Okay, the crit rate 23, multiplier 150. Then we have quite a bit of buff here. We got an enhanced state here, Starfire 2. Here is her A1, I think. Yes, her A1. Then we got Okian's buff and 3 stack of pulsating rhythm. And a bunch of the card from the Revelation card. A lot of stuff. Now this should be pretty good damage here. Okay, 13k. That's a A2. Let's see how much we got. 5 million, I hope. Close enough.